Hello guys, today we are going to discuss one of the program for static block with variable initialization in the static blocks itself. So let's understand the problem statement first. Okay, so let's understand the problem statement first. We know that sometimes in the interview it has been called that write down a program with certain conditions. So today's program we have some conditions like uh, there will be a main method. Okay, then we need to write down a program which outputs the area of the parallelogram with considering the breadth and height. Okay, then what are the conditions? The condition will be you should read the variables from the standard input. Okay, so we need to read the uh, values for breadth and height from the input string. Actually we cannot so that user can input random values at the time of runtime values basically. Then if breadth and height is less than equal to 0, the output should be breadth and height must be positive. Okay, so if user has entered 0 or negative value runtime, the output should come as breadth and height must be positive, and the variable should be initialized in static block. Okay, so that's again one of the condition. So yeah, let's start. Not directly. Okay, so let's start with the program. So we will start writing the program with the condition. So the first condition, we need to have the main method. So I'll just write down the main method. Okay, okay. Then one of the conditions says that we need to have the static block. So I'll just write down the static, create a static block as well. Then second, another um, um, condition is that we need to accept the breadth and height from the command line arguments, or let's say runtime. So let me create two variables, uh, breadth, height. Okay, so that's it. Then we need to accept the value. So and also we need to initialize the variables in static blocks. That means we need to accept the values for this height and width in static block itself. So what I'll do, I'll just write down buffer reader. Buffer reader is used for reading the values from command line. So new buffer reader in bracket we will say new input stream reader, then we will say system dot in. Okay, so that's how it should be there. Okay, then what we need to do, we need to breadth, breadth breadth is equals to uh, br dot read line, or let's say first integer, because we will parse int, then br dot read line. Oh sorry, we need to br dot read line. Okay, and as it's uh, static, though we need to change it to static, and let me make it as well static because we need to accept in static. Okay, beer dot read line. Okay, so something is wrong. Yeah, because it might throw the error, so we need to surround it with try catch block. So what I'll do, I'll just put this all code in try catch block. Okay, let me stop for a while. Okay, so let's continue. So similarly, what we need to do, we need to accept the height as well. So I'll just repeat the same thing for height. Okay, so we got the height. Okay, so but we need to let user know what it is and what he or she is entering. So what I'll do, we will just say some sys out. So let's say enter the breadth, we will say breadth, breadth, because it is accepting the breadth, and then we will say uh, enter the height, so that user will get to know what it is, what he or she is basically entering there. Okay, so that's how it should be. Let's remove that, we don't need it. We don't need this as well. So, okay, so that's try catch block. Then second condition is that what we need to do, we need to check the values are whether 0 or less than 0. If it is 0 or less than 0, what we need to do, we need to print this message. Okay, so let's say if it is 0 or less than 0. Okay, so we need to print, but the one of the condition is that we need to write a solution with main method. So that means we might need to print that message in main method. So let's do that. Let me make one more uh, let me get a flag so that we will use that flag as the so there is no value to this as private static, because okay, so it should be boolean actually flag. So I have created a flag. So what we will do now, we will just check the conditions here. So let's say if breadth is less than equals to 0 or h height is less than equals to 0, then let's do one thing. Let's make the flag equals to let's say true or false actually, because this is wrong condition. Okay, else what we will do, we will make it as else what we will do, let's say we will return the, or we will say it is true actually, basically we will say it's true. So let's say flag is true. Okay, so now that means it is not false. So what we need to do in main method, then let's suppose the static block is there, which is okay, so we what we do, we just check the flag condition. If flag is true, then what we will do, we will simply do what we will do, we will calculate the area of the parallelogram. And how we will calculate it, it will be calculated breadth into height. Okay, then we will print the area sys out, and we will say the area is, okay, then the area. Okay, and if the flag is not true, then what we need to print, so there is already a condition. So what we need to print, we need to print that breadth and height must be positive. So this is what we need to print. So I'll just copy and paste it there. So let's try and run the code now. Okay, so we all know that although this we all know that static block will get executed before the main method, so we are going to have the breadth and height values definitely. Okay, so then this main method will be executed. So I guess we are all okay. So run as Java application. So enter the breadth. So I'm entering 25. Okay, so what it says, enter the height. Okay, so let's say I'm entering 23. Okay, so the area is 575. So 25 into 23. Let's do one thing. Let me run with small amount because I'm not that good in multiplication. So let's make it 5. Let's make it 3. So the area is 15. So let's check the negative condition as well, the another condition, whether the second output is printed or not. So let me make it as -1 and 2. So yeah, breadth and height must be positive. So it all satisfying our conditions. Great.